2023 O'Brien Awards post-event interviews are brought to you by Horse Racing Alberta.
Here alongside James MacDonald, who just captured his third consecutive Keith Waples Driver of the Year title. First time somebody's done it for 3 consecutive years since Doug Brown did it a couple times, actually. James, what does it mean to make history, especially here in your hometown, P.E.I.?
It's pretty cool for sure. Especially have Doug on site here giving out the award. That was pretty special. I've been a big fan of racing since I was a little kid, growing up watching my brother Mark and Anthony, and just to be even considered for this award is an honor. So to be able to get it done 3 years in a row, especially back in P.E.I, it's been a fun night, and it's going to continue to be a fun night, I think.
You grew up in harness racing roots, obviously being from here, but did you ever think that you were going to compete at the international stage?
Oh no, I mean, never even, like I've said in many interviews, I was never even close to an O'Brien. It was always like in the back of my head, I'd love to win one, but it was kind of like a, haha, that would be funny. It'll never happen. And then, just got off to a hot start, and I think it was 2021, and it just kept snowballing. Obviously the trip to the States and living with my brother Mark kept me rolling, and then when I come back, I was just red hot and kind of was able to continue that success, and hopefully I can keep doing it for a long time.
Kind of talk about that with your stint, your brief stint there. Was there something specifically that you saw from the driving style over there that kind of triggered in your mind and saying, if I tried this or did this more often, maybe it would result in more success? Or
not a lot, really. I mean, spending time with Mark and just kind of being around what in my mind was the best of the best, is kind of just having some success, and then trying to kind of be treated as an equal. It's just kind of that last little bit of doubt maybe I had in the back of my mind that maybe I wasn't good enough, or maybe it wasn't for me, just kind of went away, and I kind of realized maybe with the right horses in the right situation, I could do some good against anyone, and I just kind of brought that kind of there's nothing to lose attitude back home, and it's translated into a lot of success. So I don't know if it was that exact trip, but it seems to be definitely a turning point in my career.
And for you, just talk about the harness racing schedule is it's pretty jam-packed. It can be grueling at times, but have you ever taken the chance to kind of reflect on what the last few years has been like?
Yeah, I actually do. Maybe it's kind of weird, but I do on the bad nights. If I have a really crappy night, then I'll kind of look back and maybe watch a major win, or think about some of the success I've had in harness racing, and it kind of snaps me out of it, because sometimes when I was younger, I could kind of get in a slump and it could carry on for a while, and I think as I've gotten older, I've learned to turn the page, and tomorrow's a new day, do the best you can, and usually if you come to the track with a good attitude, and good things happen.
You sat behind, you were the regular pilot behind 5 O'Brien Award winners this evening. Maybe touch on briefly about each of them, or maybe a few of them that come to mind.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was an amazing night, especially seeing Griff get up there so many times and just see how excited he was to accept the awards. And that's what it's all about. I mean, harness racing's great and winning races is great, but it's great to have my family here, and just to see the joy in their face, seeing me and everyone have success. So obviously Legendary was terrific, the Dare Castle was terrific, Willie's home run was special. They all have little special pieces, but definitely so much more winning. She's just such a cool horse, and such a huge following. And I said to Paige and Julie there at the table, I said, maybe this year wasn't the year she perhaps deserved it the most, and it's never a popularity contest, but I think when it comes to like superstardom like she has, especially in Canada, it's how do you not vote for so much more? If you see her name on the paper, it's pretty hard not to. I don't care what the other horse has done, like what she does week in, week out, what she does against boys, girls, preferred company, and just the way she does it, the hard trips and the first up trips and the grinds. She's a fan favorite here in P.E.I. and all over Canada, and she's just earned every bit of that.
Just to quickly touch on a couple of the 2-year-olds that you highlighted, Willie's home run and Legendary. What about them caught your eye early on as a 2-year-old?
Well, Rob and Kyle had both said to me, I asked them a couple times, and I wasn't driving a ton for them at the time, and I just said, is there any babies you really like this year? And they both said, there's an Archangel filly, but there hasn't been a lot of good Archangel fillies, so maybe, you know, she'll let us down, and you never know. And right from day one, first qualifier, she was awesome. And then first start, she missed her second qualifier because of the smoke, and then her first start, she came flying on the end, and she just got better and better as the year went on. So that's the story behind her. And Legendary, I remember I said to a few buddies after, I said, I've gone with a lot of babies and I've gone with a lot of good ones. I've never gone with any like Legendary Hanover. So I had high hopes early, and he didn't disappoint. He had a great year.
Absolutely did. And you know, you touched on your son Griffin earlier, and it's just one of those things. Like for you, everyone's usually here to celebrate James MacDonald, those close to you. Tonight you had the fortune of actually celebrating with those close to you as well, right? Your brother Curtis MacDonald up for a Media Excellence Award for outstanding video, and you know, your fiance Paige, who you co-own Hasty Bid with, who you own as well. I mean, for you, did that mean almost as much to you, just instead of just winning awards for yourself and some personal accolades?
Oh, big time. Yeah, it was definitely a family affair. It was. I love cheering for my brother Curtis. People don't understand how hard he works and the job he does. He's amazing at what he does, and he's a Hall of Famer in his own right in what he does. So hopefully one of these years in the O'Briens he gets the accolades he deserves. But we all know, and anyone knows that knows him, how hard he works. And Paige and I was special to cheer on Hasty. Unfortunately, we didn't win this year, but he had a great season, and so did Ghostly Casper. We had no expectations going in. We were hoping for the best, but just happy to see Team by Arjan and them get the job done.
Yeah, pretty tight division. I think it was going to come down to the super final winner, you would think.
100%, yeah.
And for you, I mean, you get listed on a lot of horses on a nightly basis, a lot of overnights, but when two-year-old season comes calling, a lot of qualifiers, you get listed a lot. For you, what goes into the decision-making of picking which one you're going to go to? Because I'm sure it's tough when you've got so much to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough time of year. People just think, oh, James, that's great. He must have got all the best ones to pick from. But then they don't think, well, James MacDonald 2 years ago booked off Stockade Sealster and Sylvia Hanover in the same week. Yeah. So it's a stressful time. This year I tried to take as much time as I could, and I knew I was going to have a lot of babies, and a lot of people had reached out to me to qualify, and I just called them when the sheet came out, and I said, which ones do you really like? And I'll try my best to go with them. And it's a great problem to have, don't get me wrong. I'll take that any day over than having one or two qualifiers, but it's a lot of stress and a lot of extra work for sure.
You know, you've had a tremendous last few years. You've won a handful of races, but is there one or two on your bucket list that you really aspire to want to win over the next few years?
Oh, there's more than one or two. Mm-hmm. I'm just the only reason I kind of got in that mind frame is when I talk to someone like Jody, and he tells me, because sometimes I'll bounce ideas off him and my brother Mark, and I'm like, what do you think about, should I stay, should I go to drive this race, or should I stay at Mohawk? And Jody and Mark have both said the same thing to me. They're like, you're in the part of your career where you should go for big ones. Don't settle for just winning races. Try and get big ones off the bucket list, because they're hard to win.
Absolutely, James, and you know, congratulations here on a successful night. Happy that you got a chance to, you know, experience and celebrate all your accomplishments, especially with those close to you, and being back here in P.E.I. And just all the best this season, James.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Anytime.